Welcome to Moonlight Madness. This is a reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, November 2021. And the decks I'm using today are Doreen Virtue's The Fairy Tarot with Radleigh Valentine, The Enchanted Map by Colette-Baron-Reid, and that one is The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid. So Virgo. Virgos also have a bit of a tendency to have the moon in their chart because they are very quiet, reserved, shy almost. They tend to not come out of their shell till you get to know them, a bit like the crab. So I guess that's why I see Virgo as being similar to the crab in lots of ways. This is the Three of Wands. This is like your ships are coming in. You've got three possibilities of three jobs, maybe all coming at the same time, which is kind of interesting. And the flowers I picked today, because I thought were really nice, was the Bird of Paradise and the Geranium, all to do with auras. Apparently, the Bird of Paradise protects your aura, and the Geranium protects and scatters negative energies away from your aura. They tend to be in the front of and the leaf just dropped off, in the front of a garden to prevent people's negativity coming into the house. So a good place to plant the Geranium, and the Bird of Paradise is in the front, the very front of the entrance. Oh, Bougainville. Is it Bougainville? Is another plant that apparently is protecting the people inside the community in the house. Community cards you've got pulled out. That's interesting. 5 people. Someone could be in a Fortune 500 company. They could have 5 people in their family, 5 people in their job situation, or it might be a pyramid system. There's something to do with that for Virgo. You may sell something from home, and when someone makes their KPIs, then another one gets paid. So it could be like a home business, like Body Shop, Tupperware, Scentsy, I think is one of them as well. Oh, there we go. 4 of Cups. That's really pensive. I don't really want to know. They're going to give you a job and you're like, oh, I don't even know if I want it because it comes with all this drama. Maybe that's what that is. Kind of a depression. I guess everyone's been in that mood since we've been shut indoors for so long, and then having to rejoin society, it become too much, the energy, because people have been like under lock and key. I understand why they did it, but I don't think it was the right thing to do because it made everyone's mental health worse, which means going back to work is going to be that much harder. Thank God we've got this new system of having teleline with counsellors on call. I think that's really cool, very much needed. Should have happened years ago. Oh, there you go. That's a jumping card. I was wanting to come out. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands. This is to do with conservation of our wildlife habitat. Animals. Oh, there's the moon because we're in a moon season right now, so that makes sense. Things are not as they appear. Someone could be working in the behind the scenes. They could be in television, film, and theatre. A lot of Pisces are in that industry. The world that is hidden from view. Or maybe some Virgos present some way to the outside world, and underneath is something entirely different that they're not projecting or hiding from. Trickery is also around. Oh, sleepless nights. This is Virgo. Worry, fears, unfounded fears, or could be just fears based on ruminating and thinking and overthinking on things. Trying to find a way to a new dawn, a new day, a new situation, a new place. Then also feel like you're in some type of holding pattern, or with having some of your freedoms taken from you, for Virgo. Virgos are very loyal. Wishes come true. Well, that's a good card to get. And that wanted to come out as well. I told you I picked a Pisces energy. Pisces card. Thinking outside the box is another thing I get with that. Looking at things from the upside down perspective rather than the normal way. You have to take in everyone's perspective before you come to a decision. High Priestess. Yeah, Virgo's very strong at the moment. Because we're in Taurus. We're in Taurus moon, so Taurus and Virgo are similar. It's still the Earth. So we've got there. Three of Wands is to do with 3 weeks. So in 3 weeks' time, you will know about 3 positions or 3 possible jobs or places of employment. Then you've got the Unities, the 5 card, which is working with like-minded people, which is either being in education, spiritual work, a knitting group, a swimming group, just group work is basically, I know if I was reading somewhere or I heard somewhere they have a water polo group starting up, which I'm looking into. That'd be fun, I reckon. I've never played, but apparently it's good exercise. And it's to do with water, so I'm interested. The 4 of Swords in the past is to do with illuminating something in the past that you were not able to find out information on, but going within and sort of not being around as many people, you were able to discover the truths on your own from much needed sleep and rest. Meditation was called for. That's our past when we were in lockdown. I'm thinking that's what that's regarding. 4 of Cups is depression with the recent past, people being locked up and feeling locked against their will. And maybe they were taking things for granted, like having their freedom. So when you don't have your freedom, you realise how stifling that would be if you lived in a third world dictatorship country. 9 of Spring, which is to do with 9 of Wands, protecting the fruits of your labour, prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation. So this could be someone who's around you that's an environmentalist that you may consult on how to proceed next for the next 20 years of a country situation or just generally. The Moon is to bring the powerful intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of the situation is the Moon card. The Moon can also represent altered states, so you may have altered states. Maybe when you're sleeping you get a different perspective on something that's troubling you that you can't work out in daylight hours. By the night time's when you're, I guess, at rest, so your brain can sift through and rehash events that have gone past, prior and previous, and come up with a solution based on your sleeping, resting state. The solution will come through. Yeah, that's again fear. 9 of Swords is thinking that nothing's going right. You've got 2 9s, 2 endings. 9 is endings. 9 of Cups is a good side. So you've got the swords, the pain and everything. You've come out of a painful situation and now you're coming into some happiness, which is the Wish card. It's like you write it down and it mysteriously comes to the 5D to the 3D. So you may draw a bag or you may draw a picture of, I don't know, a bathroom or a shower situation, and then you come across it the next day. It's that type of thing, the 5D to the 3D. When you make a wish on a full moon, write it down on a piece of white paper with blue ink for protection and hide it somewhere and wait for it to manifest. Then you have Awakening. This is the Pisces card. Someone around you who's a Pisces, who is very different, unique, out there, not the usual type. Most Aquarians are out there too, so Pisces and Aquarius tend to be similar. Because, you know, everyone has their little bit of weird, but unique and weird, and just, you know, people will talk about you because you just don't want to fit into society norms. That is generally very much an Aquarian thing, as well as a Pisces thing. Having the yin and yang, the two sides, the white and the black. So you might see things in black and white rather than grey. You either have definite opinion on one thing or a definite non-opinion. So you either like or don't like something. That's usually how I feel when I meet someone. I either like them instantly or I dislike them instantly. I can always tell when I'm right. And then it might shift and change because I will then get to know them and see why I don't like them. Then you've got here the High Priestess. That's to do with Book of Torah. Some people might be Jewish out there. It talks about trusting your gut, careful reflection, before taking action, and insights that come through sleep meditation. Maybe it's good to have a meditation before you go to bed to wind down, like a podcast. Reading a book is a form of meditation. Doing yoga. A ritualistic on a full moon is a good time to do yoga, which is balancing out all the energies. Being a female, we need to balance them out with a moonstone because they're good for hormones. And I was reading somewhere, don't do too much milk because you'll have a breakout on your chin. Too many hormones from the milk. I didn't know that. I mean, we need milk, but not huge quantities. So then we pull the next card. And when you're stressed, your blood becomes acidic, which causes acid is not good in a blood type because then your skin reacts. So eat more alkaline foods rather than acidic foods. That flew out. I'm not going to bother with that. That's okay. That was meant for me. So milk is an alkaline, but not too much. Strength card. Is it Rose? I think it was Roosevelt, the wife of Theodore, said that women are like tea bags. When they are more resilient than they know, because tea bags are resilient. You don't realise how resilient you are until you're adding hot water to a tea bag. Which is very cool. Metamorphosis. Change. From a chrysalis or a caterpillar to a butterfly, because you've got butterflies on there. That's a huge amount of taking a ship shape in there. Ooh, okay. That flew out. Time to go. I find too, when you want to change your blood, because I'm a beauty therapist as well, I find, and a therapist, because a lot of the time you just listen to people upset about their life or whatever's going on in the world, I find that what we recommend when I was studying is that swimming and yoga helps to balance the acid alkaline in the blood. So if you can try and do more things that are fluid, like yoga, tai chi, if you're a stressed head, that will calm down all that acid in your blood. You will know if you've got acid in your blood, your rings will turn green. You'll get like that mark around the ring. That's when you've got too much acid in your blood. So keep away from things like meat. Use eggs instead of meat. Try and do more vegan lifestyle, chicken and fish lifestyle. Works better for an A positive type person like myself. So you've got there higher power. So a higher power is guiding you right now. Your spirit guides are able to come through because it's a full moon. Full moons are able to allow people that want to come in and support you, and I'm guessing it's a feminine energy because it's lots of pinks there. Someone who's a female that's passed over is looking over your shoulder, making sure you're looked after. She might be your guardian angel, or your number one guardian angel. Conscious contact with a higher power. The presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. This card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it with prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good of all? How can I serve? And then get out of your own way and trust that there is a plan for your life, more wondrous than you could ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. It's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power. God, Goddess, Spirit's or any other name that is holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. And so sometimes you'll get like a roll of information or inspiration to do something. It says to run with it. It'll bubble up from your centre. Enter agreements, begin projects, negotiate deals, and as your partner, you will succeed. Let your higher power lead. The synchronicities and intuitive nudges you feel will help you see which way you are being pointed, giving you confidence to move forward in the right direction. Don't forget to give credit where it is due. You wouldn't be a success without Spirit's guidance. That's right, we're just vessels. Humility will serve you well when this symbol appears. It's true, it comes from Spirit. You don't die 4 times without finding out that there is a real world out there. There is an afterlife, and you get sent back to go and finish off whatever it is that you had to finish off. Unfinished business. Time to go. I like this boardwalk because it reminds me where I used to go fishing with my uncle. We used to catch little fish. I had a cork. It was lots of fun. I've got good memories of that place. Simple times. Sometimes we go back to things like brands that we trust because of unprecedented times, like things that are not solid or stable. People tend to go back to brand trust. So we go back to things like Australian brand Weet-Bix, or it might be tea or something soothing or something familiar, like walking across a bridge you used to fish off when you were like 6. So things that caused you to go back when things were safer or you felt safe. People tend to return back to the past a lot when they're older because the uncertainty's there. Endings, completions, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience this far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to a new and experience a new way of being. There's nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time, which I think everyone is. Your destiny is calling you. It's over, or at least the form this relationship has taken is no longer of service to you or that other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing the journey has come to its conclusion. It doesn't mean anything is lost, although card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract. It is more about release than destruction. Remember that saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it never was. Endings are always a sign of new beginnings. If you want something deeper, walk away. Yeah, stepping into the unknown. And when you step out of one door, a new one will appear to replace it. 44, that's the balancing act. I look at this like the teacher card. Metamorphosis. So from the metamorphosis, something's been taught. 25. Butterflies earn their wings through great effort. The process of change is often painful, for it is never without losses and sacrifices. If you are to transform from one form to another, part of you needs to die. Letting go is not easy, especially when you're used to thinking a certain way about your life and how you should live it. Just as the snake sheds its dead skin and we're in Scorpio season, or a caterpillar dies, so that butterfly can be born. You're required to release your old ideas and embrace a new change so you can live your best life. Perhaps you're being asked to let go of self-worth, a dream that no longer serves you, a relationship that is draining, or unhealthy habits. Despite your fear, you must accept that this is a transformational time for you. There will be some loss involved, but you'll love what you've become. 44. Is strength. The strength to accomplish even the most daunting tasks is yours at this time. Self-reliance. You can connect with and channel the power of the universe. The universe card indicates that your ideas are being tested and refined and your relationships are being deepened. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off your course of evolution. As the potency of your connections become more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. Have courage and dive in, for magic is in the process of finding a form to take. When you remember that real strength comes from a combination of your efforts and reliance on a higher power working through you, all is possible. You can do anything now. I think another way to call in spirits is to ask them to come and help you. When I'm really down, I'll go and ask my great-great-grandmother to come through Sarah. I go up to the tabernacle and I touch her plaque, which says, you know, great scholar Sarah Hardigan, Sunday school teacher, and I run my hand across it and I draw strength from it. It's as simple as that. Something little. Hopefully that helps some Virgos out there.